So, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while, to say the least, but I decided it's about time to dig up this YouTube channel and catch you all up so I can actually hopefully make some fun content going forward. However, this video, I think why I've been procrastinating so long about doing it is one, there's a lot to pack into hopefully quite a short video for you guys to catch everyone up, but also, honestly, I don't really want to tempt fate, and I wasn't sure if it was over. But if I want to move forward and start talking about racing and bring you guys back into that type of journey, we're gonna have to close this story off. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and on YouTube. So here we go. Right, so I did do a race end of year last season. I had a shocker again, blah, blah, blah. Sort of took an off season, sort of kept training. Fast forward to December, went to Switzerland for Christmas, took my gravel bike, enjoyed the altitude training, loved it, loved the mountains, as you know. Everything felt fine. I was a little tired, but nothing I wouldn't normally feel, as I'm a triathlete and do a lot of training even in off season. So yeah, anyway, came home and then went to swim club swim practice on December the 30th, like I normally do on a Saturday morning, because I'm cool like that, again, like a triathlete. Jumped in, did 12 length warm up, actually felt quite good. I remember in my head being really smug at the fact that I only swam about 5 times in the last 6 weeks and I still felt good, don't need to swim. And then I didn't feel so great. I got out, we had to reorganize the lanes to like put our toys in and then reorganize between like fast lane and slow lane. And when I got out, I started feeling like quite dizzy and I felt this weird thing in my chest, but nothing, it's just weird. And I remember I was still talking to my friends, so we were sorting out our swim toys. And then I don't remember anything else. Apparently I got in the pool. I'm guessing I did. And all I remember at that time, everything went a bit black. I was extremely happy. I had a very weird song in my head and everything just stood still. And then I came back up and that's when I woke up in the water, and my friend, who was also in my lane, had turned around and was looking at me, looking pretty like shocked in my face, saying, "Eloise, are you okay?" I was so confused. I thought we'd been swimming. So I said, "I don't understand what's happened. Have we been swimming?" And he said, "No, Eloise, got to get out of the pool." Apparently I didn't look so great. Anyway, we got out of the pool, bit dramatic. Yeah, I just couldn't really breathe. Felt like someone was standing on my chest, lost all strength in my limbs. And then, yeah, then the emergency services came and the rest sort of, I guess, filled in. Got taken to hospital, found out my troponin had peaked, which means there's something happened in your heart. Troponin is a stress hormone your heart only releases if it's under stress. And as an endurance athlete, you might get up to 100. I think mine was a couple of thousand, which is not normal. But they did say 10,000 would be a heart attack. So they were somewhat positive, but they said, you can't go home. You're going to have to be on the cardiology ward in CCU for a few days till we check out what's going on and find out what's happening. There's a few things on my ECG but they're just a bit weird, but nothing that they could pinpoint. And then, yeah, then I was in hospital for 10 days, I think. Had 1.5 angiograms, which, because the first one went really, really wrong. Great. Echo came back clear. And yeah, I had another episode in hospital, another one, a traumatic episode. And then I finally got a cardiac MRI. I think that was just under, I think about 12 days after the initial episode in the pool. I was allowed home 2 days before that. So like mid-January, I had that scan. Confirmed that I had myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscle. Not normal, not good, and definitely not good for if you stress it, aka heart rate goes up, aka training. So that is why everything happened when I was training. How I got it, I don't know. That I had a lot of questions about if I'd been ill recently, had I had COVID recently, a lot of that. And the only thing I'd had was a mild cold at the beginning of December, which, hey, could have been it. Looking at the research, pretty much any virus can cause. We're very rare and not common and shouldn't, but obviously it can cause myocarditis in extreme cases. And so, yeah, so the recovery, I was lucky enough to get in and see one of the top, if not the top, sports cardiologists in the UK. He confirmed everything from the MRI and the results, and he said, like, when I mean you do nothing, you do nothing. And he was like, the quicker you do nothing, like the more you commit to doing nothing, the quicker you can come back. And he said, when I mean nothing, it's heart rate, no heart rate above 100. You don't go for walks, you potter, you're off, like you're off. And he's like, there was no point pushing it because you'll be here for longer. And the one thing we have to try and mitigate is any lasting damage on the heart. Because if there is lasting damage, your recovery's changed, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so yeah, when I took, I think 10 weeks off, it turned out to be maybe 9. That is because I actually took it off. It's not like, oh yeah, athlete rest day. I'm like, yeah, I swam every day. No, I fucking took it off. Like, I went for a few walks with the dog, with my friend's dog when I was looking after it. Went for little potters, but again, I always had a heart rate monitor on, wouldn't go above 100. If I did, I'd sit down, try and get it down. Just cut out caffeine, wasn't allowed caffeine, again, stress on the heart. A few times I had caffeine by accident. We had some heart issues, and in terms of heart rate was up, didn't feel great. But anyway, yeah, that was it. And then I had a repeat scan, because one of what Neil Malhotra, the cardiologist, said is until I have a repeat scan, he can check and there's no damage on the heart, everything's, all the information's gone, and my ECG is somewhat normal, I can't return to exercise. So actually I got that in the beginning of March, which was actually sooner than any of the NHS recommended. But again, for, I guess, given the chance that I got to see this sports cardiologist, and again, like, he monitored all my metrics and also gave me the personal advice to return to training, because the repeat scan came back completely clear, my ECG was clear, XYZ, I was able to then start reintroducing. But I did have a monitor on for 2 weeks, watching everything that I did to make sure that there was any slip in what was happening to my I guess ECG. Again, it was an ECG. Then they could monitor it and let me know. And then, yeah, but again, I think I was lucky in terms of that's the shortest recovery I thought would be possible. Again, the NHS said minimum 3 months, most likely 6 months. Even Neil Malhotra said, look, it's at that rescan that the plan becomes personalised in terms of you either return to sport and then we see if you want issues crop up, or you don't return to sport, or you return to sport and everything's fine. And it seemed that everything was fine for me. And I didn't have any problems. Again, built it up super slowly. I wasn't allowed to go above 130 to start, then 150, 170. And any symptoms that I had, I'd have to then take 2 days back. So yeah, but I got back into proper training, I'd say end of March, i.e. actually following some sort of plan and doing training. But it was all aerobic to start, and we just wanted to get fit and enjoy it. And then, yeah, fast forward, here I am. I've had another checkup with the NHS, and then I had another scan with the NHS, which again proves that nothing's come back or nothing's been flared by the training, so they're now happy. They said there's one more test I want to do with them, because they said, look, all the information's gone, which is what we want, there's no scarring. Again, confirmed what Neil saw. However, they said your heart is slightly bigger than it should be, which one we would expect as an athlete. However, there's a chance that it's due to cardiomyopathy, I think that's what they call it, i.e. issues in the heart. Which I've had issues in the past, and given my history, they want to be sure, as the doctor said, I want to go from 50 to 93% sure it's athlete's heart. So I'll be doing another stress test with them. But again, they're now super happy that I continue my training. I continue to get fit, and now so I can put a few races on the calendar, which I have. So that's a 10-minute overview of filling in the dots. I'm fine, like I really am totally fine. I'm really lucky that someone was there in the pool at the time. I was lucky I wasn't descending down a mountain at 70k an hour. I'm lucky I wasn't driving. There's so many things, but you just can't think like that. And I'm just really happy that, hey, do what I want. I'm fine. I don't want to make a fuss of it. It's just a weird time that I think I'm yet to process properly, and I think that'll hit me. But I get a little moments of it hitting me at random points now, especially given the last few months haven't been the most normal life-wise as well. So, but yeah, anyway, back 6 months in to the year, I feel like we can crack on. Even though why I'm doing this video is because I've had a bit more time today, because I was supposed to be training and actually don't feel 100%. And the one thing I was told by the doctor that I can't now do is anytime you get a bit of illness or you don't feel good, you have to stop completely. And probably what we should all do anyway. But yeah, there's a likelihood that I could get predisposed to heart issues with illness. So yeah, no stress. Hey. And I've got a slight sore throat and don't feel 100%. So I'm feeling sorry for myself. But it's fine. And yeah, now I filled you guys in for a very boring video. Obviously, if you have any questions about what happened, it's very personal in terms of please do not follow anything what I said for medical advice. If you have this, go see a cardiologist properly and follow their advice strictly. Hearts, don't fuck with hearts. It's not an ankle. You can't just run on it and hope it's going to be fine. It may not be fine. And for someone who is nerdy as well, I read a lot of science research paper and it's not the most positive thing to fuck with, put it that way. Mind my language. And yeah, I just really appreciate all your support. It means a lot. And yeah, and I feel extremely lucky and really excited because yeah, look, like literally. Now I've caught you up, we can get back into normal videos, and I hope 2024 is a little bit boring now in terms of life drama and more exciting in terms of training drama. So yeah, thanks for all, as always. Hit the subscribe button if you want to actually see me return to racing. First race is in 8 weeks, and so I need to get over this slight little mini molehill in the great scheme of things. It's no Everest. And then yeah, give a big like if you like what you see, and any comments, questions or whatever, put them in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for having me back. We go from here.